Welcome to Cowgirl Up, the podcast dedicated to elevating your mindset. I'm your host, Laurie Blickenstaff, certified mental performance coach at mentalgame101.com. Welcome to a brand new week on Cowgirl Up. And this week we're going to do something a little bit different. After two, what I felt like were a little bit deep and challenging weeks, I want to try lightening things up by sharing some good old-fashioned stories. And each one I've chosen contains a timeless truth. Well, here's why I chose stories. Here's what's really cool. Have you ever noticed that you can remember a story that someone told you from years ago? But how many times have you struggled to recall a fact that someone shared with you last week? Well, that's not old age. That's just how the brain works. Our brain remembers stories far more deeply than facts because storytelling activates different parts of the brain, the emotional, the imagination, the sensory regions all at once. And that's why they stick with us. And that's the power that we're going to draw on this week. So let's start with one of my favorites. It's a parable that's been around for decades about an eagle who grew up among chickens. So when the eagle was very small, he fell from his nest high up on a cliff. A farmer found him, brought him home, and raised him in a chicken coop with his other chickens. So the eagle grew up doing what chickens do. He scratched the earth for worms, he clucked and cackled, he flapped his wings and flew just a few feet off the ground, just like all the chickens around him. Well, that was all he knew. So since that was all he had ever seen, and what he believed was that he was a chicken too. But then one day a naturalist came to the farm and was astonished to find this eagle living among the chickens. He knew that an eagle was king of the sky, built to soar on the wind for miles and live at heights that a chicken never could. Yet here was this amazing bird pecking at the ground. The farmer told the naturalist, well, he's no longer an eagle. He's been trained to be a chicken. He believes he's a chicken. But the naturalist said, he has the heart of an eagle, and nothing can change that. So he took him to the top of a high mountain. He held him up towards the sky and said, you are an eagle. Stretch forth your wings and fly. The eagle looked around. He looked back at the barnyard. He looked up toward the sun, and slowly trembling, he stretched his wings and he flew. And as far as anyone knows, he never returned to the life of a chicken. So here's the question for you to sit with today. What barnyard have you been living in? What have you been told by your environment, by your past experiences, the voice of your inner critic, and even the people around you? Have they been telling you what kind of bird you are, and have you believed it and just lived within certain limitations because of that belief? Well, here's the truth I take from this story. Your problem, and my problem, is not lack of potential. Sometimes it's mistaken identity. We were not designed to scratch in the dirt. We were designed to soar. And no amount of chicken habits, no chicken thinking can change what you were made to be. So this week, as we let these stories do the talking, we're going to see clearly how this week's power statement is threaded through them all. I grow through what I go through. That's pretty good, isn't it? I grow through what I go through. On that note, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, feedback, or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Email me at Laurie@mentalgame101.com.